how you didn't envision your UFC debut playing out. So I guess what are the emotions now that you made the walk, you had the fight, and then that's how it ended?
Extremely anticlimactic. I was looking forward to coming in and just putting on a show, you could say, but felt like I was just finding my feet in there, just starting to get comfortable. And whatever happened with his knee, and he just collapsed to the floor. I didn't know what happened. I just heard him kind of like yell and collapse, and then I realized something had happened, so I didn't pressure him. But straight away, it's a frustrating moment, but it's out of our control. You know, certain things out of our control. But I'm just glad that I got to experience this whole fight week here with UFC on such a big card, man. And yeah, I hope to get back in here in the very, very near future.
Well, you said you felt like you were just getting your groove in there when the fight happened. So I believe his knee kind of buckled and you guys were clinched up. So did you feel like a significant skill advantage or strength advantage there when you were like fighting?
In the clinch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could feel, I thought I had the strength advantage in the clinch. I was just kind of getting the feel for him. It was only within maybe, I think that was the first 2 minutes of the round. Yeah, I was just getting a feel for him. And then what happened. It's crazy, yeah.
Did you think that he was, like, it looked like you kind of held your fist up for a second. Do you think he was trying to get you to follow him to the canvas? Or did you know right away that he got hurt?
No, because as he collapsed, he kind of yelled out. So, I assumed something happened there.
Did you say anything to him after?
After he got back up here, I let him kind of do what he was doing, and then everybody come in. The ref separated us, so I couldn't really speak to him then. But he just said his knee buckled. He didn't really say much, go into detail of what actually happened.
You can see his knee give out.
You can actually,
you can see the muscle like snap up.
Damn. Well, in the clinch, I watched it back.
It's when he steps back, you can kind of see something snap in his leg and he falls down.
Wow. Yeah, I have to watch it back. But I wish him a speedy recovery, man. It shouldn't happen. That's not the way anybody wants to go in a fight, you know, win or lose. So I wish him a speedy recovery, man.
And I know you did get the W, and this isn't how you said it was anticlimactic. But so, will your next fight, are you still viewing that as a sort of UFC debut if you get the victory, or is this you're happy that you view this all-around experience as your debut?
Yeah, it's not really enough time to get experience, but it's enough experience to get the feel for the walkout and the cage itself. But going into my next fight, in my head, I'm still 0-0 in the UFC. You know, so yeah, you could say it's another debut.
And last one for me, when do you want to get back in there? If you have dates in mind.
I overheard somebody speaking. I don't know if this is true. Is there a card here again in July, midsummer? Well, if that's the rumor and it becomes to come to light, then yeah, I definitely want to be on that card.
Just over here.
Yes.
Obviously, you're in the middleweight division, and obviously this was your first fight, but what do you view yourself, how do you see the landscape of middleweight, and where do you view yourself in the future?
The middleweight division right now, there's a lot of talent in here, especially in the top rankings, some dangerous guys up there. But as I said, I'm just finding my feet right now. I vision myself being up there with the top ranked guys, and then from there on we'll see what happens. But I look forward to the experience and actually getting a full fight here in the UFC.
Do you have any names in mind that you would like to perhaps go up against next, or somewhere down the line in the future?
No names in particular. I just want to fight and actually get to finish a whole fight. And then from there, yeah, we'll look and see how the landscape is. And
in terms of celebrating tonight, do you still feel like you're able to celebrate? I know it's not obviously the win that you were hoping for.
I think celebrating that kind of win there was, you can't really do it. It's disrespectful to him, number one, because he didn't actually get a full loss given to him, and in my head it's kind of like a fake celebration. So now just take it as it is. Like I said, I got the full experience here with the fight week, preparations, all the stuff behind the scenes leading up to, and I got the feeling of walking out and such a big event like this at the O2, you know. So yeah, I just take that, put that in my pocket, and move on to hopefully July.
How was the atmosphere out there?
Yeah, next level. I never had experienced anything like it. Even though I'm so early on the card right now, but the crowd out there was crazy. Yeah, very loud. There's a lot of energy here in London, there always is, and to experience it firsthand, not just through the TV, yeah, can't put a word on it.
And did you feel any nerves with it being your UFC debut in such a massive card? Did you feel nerves in there?
I would say more anticipation, not nerves. Weirdly, it felt comfortable. It felt like I said this in one of my earlier interviews. It feel like I'm at home here. But of course, you get the adrenaline rush, you get the anticipation. I wouldn't say nerves as such, just more excitement to perform.
Thank you.
Christian, just over here on your right.
Yes, sir.
I know the finish wasn't how you wanted it to be, but given this small time you did have in the octagon, how did you feel in there? Like, do you feel like you did a pretty decent job and you showed us a glimpse of what's to come?
Yeah, within 2 minutes, there's only so much you can show.
Yeah.
But it definitely felt nice to find my feet in there, actually get settled into the octagon. It was a great feeling. But yeah, man, I just itching to get back in there and actually have a full.
Yeah, the reason I mentioned
fight.
that is because on commentary they were saying that even in the 2 minutes that you did show, you were looking quite good. I just wanted to talk about someone who I think you've got quite a good friendship relationship with, Jack Shaw.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How did that start? Like, how far does that go back?
That goes back to amateur days, because his dad, Shaky, he ran the local Cage Warrior show, the amateur show, which is in Wales, so it's around an hour and a half drive from where I'm from, Gloucester. And my first ever fight was on a show called Pain Pit, which his dad owned, and that then took over by Cage Warriors. So we had a close relationship. It started off with me fighting his guys from his gym, actually. So I had my first 2 fights were against guys from Jack's gym. And then, yeah, I got a couple of wins over them. And then from there, we kind of just, got close. I started going down there to train as an amateur there. Jack Marshman was there at the time. He was in the UFC. And then just from there, the relationship grew, and ever since. And yeah, him being on his show was definitely a big booster for me in my early career. So yeah, that's how we got close.
And it's great, obviously, that you get to fight on the same card as him today.
Yeah.
How do you think he's going to do at his 145 debut in the UFC?
I think it's going to be dangerous. I won't be surprised if it's a clinic, to be honest. As he said himself, he's quite drained going down to a bantam, cutting to bantam. So now at feather, I feel like you have a lot more freedom and just be able to let loose in there without getting tired from being so drained from the weight cut. But I look forward to that fight, man. Yeah, I'm a big Jack Shaw fan.
And just final one from me. I know you spent some time at Tiger Muay Thai recently. So did a lot of the guys on today's card.
Yeah.
Who's the best guy that you trained with, if you don't mind me asking?
And there's a lot of talent out there. I can't say there's one guy overall. I say different areas. I was doing a lot of work with Phil Hawes, who's obviously within the UFC. And I'd say he's one of the strongest guys I've ever grappled with or wrestled with. So he gave me a lot of pointers in the wrestling, in the kind of wrestling division. There's so many guys out there, man. No matter who you go with, especially because it was so busy out there, everybody's getting ready for early fights in the year. Obviously, you had 5 guys on this card alone. But yeah, it's just, some serious talent out there right now.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Christian, just straight to your left. Yep. I couldn't quite hear the audio from in the cage, but is that matchup something you'd like to kind of revisit somewhere down the line, depending on the time frame of his injury?
With Dusko, yeah, sure. If he's healed up and well by July and he's good to go, then yeah, of course, I want to run it back. But if not, then I still want to be competing in July. And we'll see how things play out. So thank you very much.